There's been a super interesting turn of events in the last 48 hours or so, where Donald Trump has called Fox News fake news at a recent event. And after day one of the DNC, multiple Fox News anchors actually heaped praise upon Michelle Obama for her speech, which was a good speech. So let's not read into this more than what it is. But I do think there's an interesting discussion here. Here's Donald Trump in Wisconsin this week calling Fox News fake news.
But we're doing great coming back. We're coming back, and our numbers are better than almost all countries. I will tell you that. Despite what you hear, look at all of them up there. Scott, look at all of that fake news. It's unbelievable. Unfortunately, Fox has become fake news, too. I don't know what happens to these people, right? Do you agree?
And then continuing the reversals, behavior that is opposite what we would expect, what we've come to expect. On Monday night, check out Dana Perino, Chris Wallace. People liked Michelle Obama's speech on Fox News.
Over the course of the night, the first virtual convention of our history, I think they would say that Michelle Obama stuck the landing.
Chris Wallace, your thoughts?
Well, I agree with Dana. You know, it's interesting. Michelle Obama, as she said, doesn't like politics. And she said that this speech was her main contribution to the Biden campaign. It was a heck of a contribution. She really sliced and diced Donald Trump, talking about the chaos and confusion and lack of empathy, especially coming from this president and from this White House. Spoke more about the deficits of Donald Trump than the pluses of Joe Biden, but did talk about especially, not so much policies, but especially his empathy, what he's been through and his care for average Americans. She said we have to vote.
So what do we make of this? Is this some major reversal where Fox News is no longer right wing and no longer supporting Trump, and Fox News now supports Democrats? No, not even in the slightest. It's a very instructive example to understand a little bit about how corporate media works in the United States. Fox News offers theatrics and hyperbole from a right wing perspective for profit. And the for profit part is a big piece of the analysis. So think back to early in the 2016 Republican primary, which started in 2015, really. The role of Fox News was we cover Trump being kooky, but we oppose him because we're a serious right wing network and we support people like, you know, whoever the buttoned up right winger was at the time. Was it Jeb or was it, you know, Ted Cruz or whatever? Doesn't matter. Trump then wins the primary. Then Fox News falls in line and gets behind Donald Trump because they're not going to get behind Hillary Clinton. Hillary's bad. Obama's bad. They get behind Trump. And it is a business decision fundamentally, and a decision about if Trump is president. I mean, he's the nominee. If he's president, we want access to Trump. Trump becomes president and is completely outrageous as president. So Fox News actually sort of does a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde sort of thing. The opinion people remain solidly behind Trump, carrying water for him. You know, Sean Hannity, Jeanine Pirro, Laura Ingraham, Tucker Carlson, mostly the Fox and Friends people who I know that's supposedly a news show. Come on, guys, that's an opinion show. But they do want to gin up controversy and kind of play all sides. So when Shep Smith still worked at the network, he would sometimes call out Trump for his obvious lies, or Chris Wallace will confront Trump during interviews or whatever the case may be. Okay, now we find ourselves in a situation where it's unclear if Donald Trump is going to win. So Fox is running parallel narratives again for profit. This is what explains the entire sort of status quo at Fox News. Hannity and the opinion people are mostly still behind Trump. If Trump wins, Trump will still be there for them, and they'll be there for Trump if Donald Trump is reelected. If Trump loses, Fox is laying out a little bit of the groundwork. They're laying a little pipe, so to speak, to say we're objective. We criticized Trump or praised Democrats like Michelle Obama's speech when it made sense. And the point is to be positioned after November for any eventuality to maintain access to people in positions of power, period. Now, you might be wondering, do Fox executives pull Chris Wallace aside and go, listen, Chris, we need you to praise Michelle Obama and really be tough on Trump so that we can do this plan? No, that's not the way it works. It's much the same way as, RT anchors will often say, I actually haven't seen RT in years, but years ago, I don't even know if it's still on TV in the US, honestly, but years ago, RT anchors would say, I've never been told what to say on the air in terms of Russia narratives or whatever. No, that's not the way it works, right? You are selected because you have been hired in a role, right? You are choosing the people that on their own will play the roles that you are trying to fill. And it's much the same thing on Fox News. So I don't believe it's calculated in that Chris Wallace needs to be told what to do. Chris Wallace just needs to be put in positions to do what Chris Wallace does. And that's how they build the narrative. So the bottom line is money. That's really it. The Murdoch family isn't stupid. The big goal is be in line with conservative governments, be friendly with right-wing governments around the world. If they can help the right retain its power, then they will swing some support to whoever is likely to win. And that's the strategy. If it looks like the right will lose power, then they will put a little bit of support, just enough behind whoever is likely to win, so that when that person wins, be it Joe Biden or were it Hillary Clinton in 2016, they can maintain access and they can kind of create a responsibility from the winner to still treat Fox News seriously, because that's how Fox News continues to sort of replicate itself and perpetuate itself. This is Business 101. You might notice there's no journalism analysis here. This is not a communications analysis where you would understand, you know, in a theoretical academic communication class about anything related to journalism or media. This is business. This is what you would learn in business school. And if you try to evaluate this as journalism, the commentary makes no sense. If you see this through the lens of business, then it makes perfect sense. And that's exactly what this is for Fox News. Don't be tricked into thinking that it's anything else. We'll have more coverage of this on the show's Instagram, David Pakman Show on Instagram. And while you're there, you can follow me on Instagram at david.pakman as well. One of our sponsors is Surfshark, which is a VPN service that I trust to protect me online. And they're giving my audience 85% off a 2-year plan. This comes out to under $2 a month. Plus, you'll get 3 extra months for free. If you don't already use a VPN, you should really start, because it protects you from being spied on by governments, protects you from internet service providers who sell your data, tech companies that track you online. Surfshark is a VPN you can trust because, unlike many other VPNs, they don't monitor your internet activity or keep any record of it. It hides your IP address. It encrypts all your data, keeps you safe from hackers, and will even block ads and protect you from viruses. And the best part is you can install it on unlimited devices. I use it anytime I'm connected to the internet. Surfshark is giving my audience 85% off a 2-year plan, which comes out to less than $2 a month. Plus, you'll get 3 extra months for free. Go to surfshark.deals/Pakman. The link is right underneath this video.